The quickest way to make sure you never get a summer body is to think about it as a summer body, right? We need to be shred maxing all 2026. And I'm going to walk you through exactly what that means and how we can do it. Because if you become somebody who tries to diet down real hard in the spring, you add so many factors, you make it so much more complicated to just look good. When I bet you didn't know that if you were just lean all year round, you could still build the same muscle without bulking, without getting all fat during the winter, losing your jawline, all this crazy stuff. So I'm going to walk you through exactly how we're going to do that and exactly what I've done so I could stay shredded pretty much 11 months out of the year. And how I found that this is the actual only way that if you want to have a six-pack abs and big arms at the same time, you don't want to be a twig, one of these lean as law people, but you also want to be big, intimidating, and still have a decent physique under the shirt. There's one way to do that. So let me get into the breakdown of boom, shred maxing. And this could be a good one, so make sure you take notes. If you don't know me, you guys need to understand that I give actual, real, good value. So everything I do in my program, I don't keep behind paywalls. I take out certain things and put it in these videos so you guys get the paid stuff for free. Fuck that marker, bro. So somebody who likes to get really fat over the off season or get really fat during the winter, get that big old fat face and everything, which is who I used to be. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. This is kind of the cycle that they go through. Boom. You start out, you bulk. You know what I'm saying? It might be October. You're saying, all right, my abs are kind of going away a little bit. Let me actually take this to the next level so I can build more muscle. Boom. Then 5 or 6 months roll around, you get to about April, right? It's about to be April right now. March, in fact. This could even happen in March. You start to panic. You say, damn, I got a little carried away with the chocolate milk. Because when you start to bulk, you're like, I'm bulking. I could eat this junk food. You guys know how it is. Or if you don't know how it is, that's how it is, right? And you panic a little bit. You can say, okay, and you know how to diet, or if you don't know how to diet, you try to figure out how to diet pretty damn quick, and then you start to cut. Boom. You might lose some of that water weight. You might lose 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pounds in the first week or so. That's actually very common. That's something that I used to do. I'd lose 10 pounds in a week. The problem is a lot of that's going to be water and glycogen. So it looks like you lose muscle first before you even ever start to touch the fat, which is sort of true, but you don't lose the actual lean tissue first, but you do lose a lot of your size. Your arm's going to get a little smaller, you know what I'm saying? Everything like that, your chest get a little bit smaller. So you start to panic even more, and that's when we get into bad. Not the method that solves all your problems and build passions that I talk about in my other videos, but like actual bad, right? It gets bad over here, because after you start to cut, you're either going to say, you know what? I'm already lean enough. I'm going to go back on my bulk, and you're going to stay fat. And you're going to be one of those people who walk around the gym and they just look all puffy and swollen all the time, right? Those dudes who are like, you could tell they work out, but it's like, why don't you look better? I see you in here every day, but you don't look that good. It's because they're fat, right? You're going to be one of those dudes forever, or you're going to freaking say, I need an aggressive cut, and you're going to lose muscle, probably all the muscle that you built in this area in the first place. Not a good place to be. This chart is bad. Let's cross that out. Not good at all. Let me just erase my whiteboard here. My bad. So you guys need a process to where you can actually activate. Your six-pack is dormant. Think about it like a volcano, right? The lava's there. The magma or whatever is there. You just got to get it to blast off through the top to actually explode. That's what you guys need. You need to expose it one time so you can have it for the rest of your life. So this is going to be the step process to do that. So 3 steps that are going to get you guys to where you need to be. Number 1, you're going to start with a cut. And you guys know I say you shouldn't bulk, you shouldn't cut, you shouldn't do these things. I do these things very rarely, but there's one time when you absolutely have to do it, and that's going to be right now, right? Unless you're absolutely super lean, 10% body fat or less, which you're probably not, and if you think you are, you're still probably not, right? Get to that point. Get to almost think about it as priming yourself for the rest of your life to actually burn that last bit of fat off, which isn't going to take as long as you think, right? That's what you have to decide right now. So get out of your head, oh, I'm bulking, oh, I need more mass. Cut down, right? So lose any muscle that you could possibly lose. Do that right now. It's going to be very minuscule if you do it correctly, and get to the point where you can build forever and still stay shredded. Cut, boom. And a side note for why you should do this, let's say if you don't have a six pack at all, right? Let's say that doesn't even exist. And if you gain 10 pounds, you're not even really gonna notice it because it's not like you're losing your six pack if you didn't have one in the first place. If you get one, that's a good benchmark for where to be. If it starts to get all fluffy a little bit, you start to notice it going away, you say, boom, I gotta cut my calories a little bit. It's an easier place to just streamline your process going on forward. So after you do that, you have to lock in your protein. Number one tip is locking in your protein during your cut. If you eat protein the correct way, you can actually build muscle and still be in a calorie deficit. I don't care what anybody says. If you could build muscle at one time and lose fat here, there's no reason you can't do it at the same time. Absolutely no reason you can't do it at the same time. Any hater in the comments saying you have to be on gear, you have to do this or that to do it, absolutely not true. I'm not on anything, and I do it. I'm doing it right now. Lock in your protein. I have plenty of videos on exactly how to do this. I'm literally recording a full day of eating today. Go check that out. It might not be up yet if you're watching it on upload date. It'll be up very soon if you want to see the things that I eat. But there's certain things that you can do to lock in your protein no matter what. The number one tip I can give you, the number one quick thing I can add to this video is staples. You need to have staples. You need to have certain things that you eat every single day, whether it be eggs, whether it be a French toast recipe with 50 grams of protein, whether it be overnight oats. That's one of my favorites. I eat oats every day. Something that's going to be lean protein that can literally make your protein goal that much easier. If you need 200 grams of protein and you have a French toast recipe that costs you $2 to make, takes you 10 minutes, right? And it gives you 60 grams of protein. Think about it, you just literally reduce your protein goal by 60 and you only have to get 140 grams of protein every single day. You know what I'm saying? Super easy. You start throwing chicken on the grill, eating these lean meats, bro, it's so easy to hit your protein goal and go into your calories if you have staples. So lock in your protein. And then you have to track yourself, actually step on the scale every single day. And there's a certain way that you actually measure your weight that's going to ensure you get progress faster. I know that sounds crazy, but let me diagram it out for you. So anytime you weigh yourself every day, any given week, make sure you're doing it at the same time, by the way. Preferably right when you get up, before you've eaten anything. Fasted morning weight, that's the most accurate. Seven values written here. Let's say Monday you weigh yourself 200 and you cut. Monday's your first day of the cut. Tuesday, you're 201, right? Some people might panic. Some people might say, oh my gosh, I gained a whole pound in one day. This cut's not working. Wrong, not how it works. You guys probably know that already, but you don't know this. Wednesday, 195. Thursday, 194. Friday, 199. Saturday, 198. Sunday, 195. Some people might say, I lost 5 pounds this week. That's not exactly the case, right? If you go by what you do every single day, you're gonna panic, you're gonna change, you're gonna overcomplicate it, right? You gotta keep it simple. So the way that you actually find your weight and track your progress is you find what's called the median weight, which is different from the average weight. Average will be adding all these up, dividing it by 7, right? It'd probably be somewhere around 196, 197, right? That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for median. So median, what you do is you cross out the highest and lowest values. So this is the highest, cross that out. Let's find the lowest, 194. Cross that one out. What's the second highest? Okay, 200. What's the second lowest? Okay, 195. What's the third highest? Okay, 199. What's the next highest? 198. So that leaves you with 195. Boom, smack dab in the middle. That is your median weight. So when you write down, let's say that's the week of the 1st, you write down your weight as 195. That was so you lost 5 pounds that week. Even though some days you gained a pound, some days you only lost 2 pounds. Your median weight is the best way to track your progress. So what you could do is, I would always recommend everybody to get to about 11 to 12% body fat. At that point, you're gonna be visible abs, you can stay big, you're not gonna lose any muscle. You get too low, you're gonna start losing muscle, you're gonna look really small. If you throw on a t-shirt, it doesn't even look like you lift. 12% body fat is a sweet spot for most people. Some people can get away with a little bit less, most people can't. So go online if you don't know what that is, look up body fat calculator, right? Get an estimate for what's your weight, height, and everything. And then go to ChatGPT, right? And have that estimate your body fat, right? That's gonna be the most accurate way that you could do that. And then it'll spit you out a weight that's probably pretty close to what 12% would be. And work towards that. Once you get to a median weight of that, then you can reset. You're not finished yet, but you at least look good enough to not hide yourself during the summer, right? That's when you at least look good enough for that. And there's a reason we're doing it this way. There is a specific reason we're not focused on building muscle. And I'm talking about protein. There is a specific reason we're doing this way, because we are trying to achieve one thing. Permanent, right? Permanence. Pretty sure that's a word. Permanence. We are looking to keep this permanent, because if it is permanent, it becomes part of your identity. If you get a six-pack, right, it's pretty hard for you to lose it, but it's possible. If you go a full year with a six-pack, you will never lose it again for the rest of your life. It will not happen. Trust me, that is exactly how it works. I've been there. It won't happen, right? So your goal should not be, oh, I just want to get a six-pack and I'll be good, bro. I promise. There's a chance you could lose it. Keep it for a year, right? Because you could still build muscle and not be fat. Like, this bulking bullcrap is a big lie. It's a big giant lie that they lie to you. It's not true. It's not the case at all. Permanence. Why do we keep it permanent? What is the main, like, I could just bulk and cut. I can get really fat and gain more muscle. No, it's too complicated. You have to change your entire food pantry 3 times a year. You have to start learning new recipes. You have to switch back and forth. You change your training style. You do this and that and the other. And then you get unhappy with how you look. You start to miss the cut when you're on the bulk. And you start to miss the bulk when you're on the cut. Grass is always greener on the other side. So that's why we keep it permanent, for the sake of keeping it. Simplicity, simple maxing, and shred maxing, boom, one and the same. If you do them both at the same time, it is the absolutely highest lever way to just look good all the time. So if you want the combination, you're sick of choosing between that or the other, and you want to truly actually just look good, feel more healthy, be more confident, have more status in life, this is the way to do that. Remember, I'll go over it one more time. You kill the cycle of bulking and cutting, you forget all about that, right? And you just maintain. You find the body weight that you're at. It's probably over 12% body fat. You get down to 12% body fat while eating a good amount of protein. Boom. You have that protein and you get to your goal weight through your median without losing any muscle if you do it right. Once you do that, you then go back to your normal training routine, which isn't much different when you're cutting, but you just go back to normal everything, and you go into a slight surplus over and over and over. If you're at least somewhat of an active person, you're not going to gain fat that fast. As soon as you start to see your abs go away just a little bit, add a little bit more cardio. Go play some basketball with your boys. Go boxing. Go do this. Go do that. Go do whatever you need to do. You understand? Very simple instructions. Once you do that, it becomes permanent, it becomes part of you. Hold that on for a full year. Do not let yourself give into the temptations of these unhealthy foods, these donuts, this and that, just because you're bulking. Make sure you stay healthy year round. Make sure you have as impressive as you could be year round. Stay strong, stay shredded, and stay simple. That is the #1 way to not have to. My phone ran out of storage, whatever, it's fine. Camera died, whatever. You guys get the point. The fastest way to just flip your entire life around and actually look good all the time, right? I get called out for being on gear all the time. I've never touched it. I never will. I'm 100% natural, and I always will be. If you want more help on exactly the methods, the implementation to what do you cook, what do you have to eat, how do you cook it, this and that, how to buy it for cheap, that's other stuff I have. You can ask me those questions. I have a full 100% program that teaches guys all of the stuff, all the implementation, every single thing I put on YouTube, all in my program, one-on-one with me. I'm one of the only guys who actually coaches one-on-one. You get a call with me, right? I'll sit right here and call you. Not some sales guy, not some BS, nothing like that. If you're interested in that, book a call with me down there. I don't know what you're waiting for, because we're kind of in crunch time, and if you really want to just change your life forever, it's kind of how you're going to do it. But I love each and every one of you guys. If you're not interested in that, just watch the video. I'm completely happy with that, just helping you like this as well. But good luck to you guys. God bless. Get to work. And if you do not implement this, it will be useless. So make sure you do. Have an amazing rest of your day.